You forgot to turn the focus on.
Get your windshield wiper.
No. What it is you forgot to wipe off like whatever cleaner you were using. No, you know what it is? It's when you open the camera app on your phone and you accidentally tap the screen.
What is this cell phone prescription?
Yep. Oh yeah. And so serial killer also actively like, I want to play gaming Tetsuo. Yeah, no, huh.
That's hilarious. Choose whichever one you go. There's no wrong options here.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do them all eventually.
Thirsty tell stories, B. No, I'm gonna do my own thing.
13 Sentinels, you can do whatever order you want because, like, they usually lock the really big reveals behind certain, like, plot blocks anyway.
The League of Darkness?
I forget when I ran into that in my run. Alright.
I guess depressed woman, let's go.
Eccentric detective guy.
I miss my son Richard. I miss him a lot.
Good morning, ma'am. How are you feeling?
I'm fine. I hope we can make good progress today.
How's your curse stone looking?
I haven't felt anything since sunrise.
Interesting. It's possible that its powers can only be unleashed at night, then.
That aside, why are you so late this morning?
There are, unfortunately, some things that can't be investigated while the world slumbers. But I did get some research done in what limited time I had.
Very well. Let's talk.
By the way, there's something I wanted to talk to you about.
And what's that?
Our current plan is to steal a curse stone that's already absorbed soul dregs, but I'm wondering if it would suffice to not steal, but instead negotiate with the curse bearer and have them use the rite for our purposes.
Oh? I mean, I suppose that would accomplish the same, but do you think it's possible?
So long as we offer compensation, it may prove much easier than you'd expect.
Compensation.
Cash, for instance. That wouldn't be off the table for a family as rich as the Shigimas, would it?
Of course. Why any amount would be fine if it gets the job done. I won't let monetary matters lead me to regret the way it did back with the ransom.
Okay, with that option on the table, let's figure out our strategy. We literally just started this session, so... yeah, I haven't been... I haven't really been watching the RE4 streams much.
Do you have a curse bearer in mind whom we can negotiate?
Not yet. Surprisingly, it seems the other curse bearers haven't been that proactive about collecting soul dregs. Did you see the news this morning?
No, I haven't.
Overnight, 3 mysterious deaths were reported in this area. They've yet to announce the identities of the bodies found. But they've been nicknamed the Honjo serial killings. It's garnered quite some attention on the streets.
Oh my. Only 3?
That's what I thought. Even if the victims were curse bearers, just 1 or 2 wouldn't be enough. And for what those curse stones are capable of, a mere 3 victims seems a little on the low side. With this little activity all through the night, the curse bearers must be a cautious bunch.
What's holding them back? Are you not all after the power of resurrection?
There may still be some undiscovered victims, but it doesn't seem like anyone's gathered enough soul dregs yet. We might have to set up some bait to spur them into action.
And then we offer them the deal.
On the note of the other detectives, my brain just immediately went, Honjo, 99. None of the curse bearers seem very proactive. I wonder if this situation could be what the mastermind who kicked it all off intended.
Now that's an interesting theory. You think there's something behind this all?
You mentioned hearing an agonized voice telling you to kill when you first obtained the curse stone. That doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. Someone agitated the curses in this area on purpose, and they are likely after the rite of resurrection as well.
So you're thinking this person is not one of the curse bearers?
You've got a sharp mind, ma'am. Though it might seem obvious for the mastermind to become a curse bearer and collect soul dregs if they were after the rite, this would be very risky, since as a curse bearer they themselves would become a target.
It's actually be more convenient for them if the curse bearers move less aggressively.
That's right, but despite that, they've been inciting the curse bearers to commit murders. Why? Let's consider this. What if the mastermind isn't trying to collect soul dregs themselves?
You mean their intentions was also to steal the souls while the other curse bearers compete with each other from the start?
That one was building up there for a quick sec, sorry. Sitting back and observing from the sidelines is the safer course of action. Which is why I figured it's best for us to attempt the same strategy.
So, how should we do it?
There's still reason to suspect the mastermind could be a curse bearer themselves. To be honest, I want to keep my distance from whoever it is. There's no telling what kind of power they might possess. Whether our aim is to negotiate or steal, we'll have to outpace the mastermind in making contact with the other bearers.
How do you suppose we do so?
At this point, all we can do is search.
If there's a mastermind inside the curse bears to collect soul dregs, can we be sure there's even a rite of resurrection?
Good question. The rite could be nothing but a myth fabricated to spur curse bearers into action. Seeing it might be for naught, do you want to give up, ma'am?
Never.
Understood. After all, we'll never know the truth unless we see it for ourselves. But we'll do it without using the curses ourselves. By the way, I met a few people who seemed like potential curse bearers last night. I did some investigating into all of them.
This point is going on for a long time, my god.
Yeah.
Paranormasight exposition dump spills.
Especially with Richter. But I only managed to get detailed information on 2.
You're quick. I suppose that's supposed to be expected for an investigator extraordinaire.
I appreciate the flattery. First, there's Ayame Tono, the girl we talked to before, though she isn't a curse bearer herself. She's a student attending T University of Art. She currently lives in an apartment near Meteoricho Park.
You even determined her address. You're not one to be underestimated, Mr. Investigator Extraordinaire.
I called every single university with ukiyo-e in the curriculum, pretending to be her parent. I went around to check on her place on the way here. It doesn't seem like she returned home last night. I'm worried she might have run into trouble.
Didn't you attempt to follow her last night?
I'm embarrassed to say, but I couldn't. She shook me. I couldn't keep track of her.
And here I thought you were an investigator extraordinaire.
I'd like to learn more about her, but it would take some time. She is planning to steal the curse stones, just like us. It's supposed to be act carefully around here. Next, the tall man who was dressed in black. I met him near Kinshicho. He stood out in the way he dressed. I managed to get some good info from him.
Impressive.
What can I say? He works as the secretary to Hihaku Soap's chairwoman. I believe his name is Takumi Yumioka. The Hihaku Soap's headquarters and factories are both located in Honjo, correct?
Yes, they've been here for a while, but it's only the past 10 years that the company has shown significant growth.
I remember seeing the chairwoman on the news a few years back. She seemed to be very shrewd. With the increase in sales, I assumed she'd want her factories running at full capacity. But with the harsh restrictions against industrial waste, a lot of the factories with older equipment had to be shut down.
That's right. Even 10 years ago, there were many complaints about chemical plant dumping's waste in the river.
Most companies back then were more concerned with making a profit than protecting the environment.
That's the river went kaput.
I wonder what a man working for such a company would have been up to in the middle of the night. On the way here, I stopped by the company's headquarters, but they hadn't started for the day. I should have better luck later.
Let's hope you will. Perhaps they're interested in seeing if the rite would be beneficial for their product research into beauty and skincare?
Hey, you wanna know what will do wonders on your skin? Pulp Death! Try it!
Now that's an interesting thought.
Oh, yes.
I ran into one more suspicious young man last night.
My god.
This one seems to be out collecting soul dregs, right?
Indeed, I couldn't get a good look at him though, and I couldn't gather enough intel to properly identify him.
Well, that's a shame.
A lot of people mistake him for a serial murder when that was just blatantly fucking wrong. I don't know why they did that.
But I can make an educated guess.
Oh?
You know that researcher who discovered the ancient text on the rite of resurrection? The one that lives near here? His name is Hideki Araishi, and the man I met was very similar in stature.
Oh my, even now he's evolved. How awfully suspect. Considering his background, couldn't he be the one who initiated the whole affair?
I think it's possible, yes. Which is why I decided to refrain from making contact with him for the time being. Safety first.
Understandable.
Of course, I want to learn more, but this isn't the right time to focus on him.
Yes.
I prefer to ascertain who else is a curse bearer. First, I'll return to Hihaku Subs to see that man in black. Their headquarters are down on South Rarigesui Street.
Oh my god, it's done! Holy shit!
I learned something new about the criminal involved with the kidnapping.
Alright, chat count, we are on 1 right now for this topic.
It concerns the serial killings. There was a body found at Kamagata High School. The person was identified as a school teacher. His name was Kohei Jonauchi.
Do you think he was a curse bearer?
Oh, honey.
Not sure. It's possible, though. But regardless, this means that 2 people who knew the truth about the kidnapping are both dead.
Just when we were getting somewhere.
It isn't enough to make me give up, of course. Still, we don't know anything about Michio Shiraishi's residence. It'd be wise to pay it a visit.
Understood.
Oh my god, it's a different topic. Ah!
In addition to the 3 victims associated with the Honjo serial killings, there's Michio Shiraishi, who reportedly committed suicide, and the police officer who died at the former Yasuda Gardens. If strange deaths continue occurring like so, they're bound to inspire strange rumors.
But those last 2 have nothing to do with the 7 mysteries, no?
It's true, both occurred a week before this accursed situation began. Still, it cannot be ruled out. It's possible that the mastermind was involved even with those killings.
How?
He was involved with those killings.
What if there were preliminary steps to awakening the 7 mysteries curses? Can we really assume they're unrelated just because the timing doesn't match up? Or rather, the police officer's death is so baffling that it'd be easier if it were connected to these curses. The victim wasn't the type to be caught off guard easily.
You seem to know a lot about this.
I suppose we weren't strangers. My personal feelings might be wrapped up in this one too.
I see. If you were to investigate this matter more, you might get a lead in the mastermind.
You're right. If we wish to focus on the mastermind's identity, this would be a fine starting point. We might even discover more deaths related to the curses on the way. We should pay attention to today's news. Well, that's all I have to report. Shall we continue with our investigation? What do you want to do? If you still can't use a curse stone, taking a walk should be a fine place to start.
Right. Let's go together. I want to see what's going on for myself.
In that case, I'll trust you to decide on where we should go, ma'am.
I will fucking get that fucking sewer.
Here we are at Ground Zero, Kamagata High School. I guess it's logical that the police got this place shut down. The teacher's body was found here after all. It's as if the students have nowhere to go now that the school's closed.
Mark.
Oh.
We're here. This is Midoricho Park. Ayame Tono lives around here. She wasn't in her apartment when I dropped by this morning. I wonder if it's worth checking again. This place is connected with the story of the Taiko of Suguru. Not only that, Katsushika Hokusai's home was also in this area.
Look at this pixelated tree. Look at it. Look
Also-
at it.
Also, man, that first name's a mouthful. That might be why Ayame chose to live here.
Okay, I guess it's right.
The Haku Substance headquarters are on the other side of South Hawari Gesui Street. They were closed when I visited this morning, but it appears things are up and running now. To think, a small soap-making company could grow so much in such a short time. They have factories and warehouses throughout the area now. You can see why director and now chairwoman Natsue Yamamori is called the Queen.
Wait. I can see her profile. Hold on.
I lost my personal ring.
Yeah. Former president of a large company, though she retired from her position 2 years ago, she wields influence over the company for her position as chairwoman. Recently, the rumors of her possessing a strange and powerful magical ability, earning her the title the Witch of the Year. Prior to the war, Natsu enjoyed her dream of a textile factory and the reality of the world. However, when the factory was destroyed by a fire in the war, she was ordered to rework the fabrics and to painstakingly create something more suitable for blue-collar work. Witnessing the rise of Western-style clothing in post-war period, Natsu felt the textile, however, not the especially a separate pattern dyed fabric. Having long been dissatisfied with the soap supplied at the textile factory, Natsu saw a business opportunity and set up her own small soap factory. Taking inspiration from imported soap brands, it began developing new products which quickly gained a good reputation. Ever shrewd businesswoman, Natsu ran a aggressive promotional campaign on TV featuring popular Japanese singer, rapidly turning good subs into a household name.
Hello.
Hello.
You mentioned that Takumi works as her secretary.
That's correct.
Do you think it's possible he's acting on her orders?
That's exactly my thinking. A curse bearer with money and power could certainly look at resurrection as their next prize. Negotiating with a person of that stature may prove difficult.
Woman had a lot of power, and she decided, yo, I wanna go into cult stuff.
First, I need to confirm.
It'll
be better if I go inside the headquarters. You should walk around, visit a cafe or for some tea, perhaps.
Yeah,
so I think it's him saying he'll do this alone type deal just to make it less conspicuous.
Yeah. Back to the high school?
I'm trying to remember what the...
we dragged him back! I think we tried talking to him again. Also get the fluff dialogue, just in case.
The news has attracted a bunch of curious onlookers, huh? That works in our favor. The more people around, the better we can blend in. This place is said to be connected with the story of the Fool's Procession. I wouldn't be surprised if a curse bearer decided to turn up. However, I need to find out if that teacher was a curse bearer or not. I expect the police to be baffled since they don't know about the curses. I can ask around and see what the students have to say.
What?
Alright, I'll go ask the students about Michio.
Tony Vegas, transition!
I'm back, ma'am.
So, what did you learn?
The school kids sure love a good rumor. I was practically drowning in stories about Mr. Janouchi and Michio, most of which seemed dubious at best.
Not surprising.
Most of what I heard was hardly worth a second thought. But there was one story that caught my attention.
Oh?
Some believe that Michio is the one who killed Mr. Janouchi.
Really?
The story's got two pieces of evidence to back it up. One wasn't news to me. Apparently, he's been mumbling that Michio was going to kill him for some days now. A fellow teacher overheard his mumbling and told the students.
And then it spread like wildfire, I suppose. Rumored that juicy don't stay a secret for long.
That also, hella responsible of that teacher, Jesus Christ.
As for the other piece of evidence, a pig-tailed girl in her school uniform was seen around school late last night.
Go on.
Although numerous people claim to have seen the girl, not one of them saw her face. Some are proposing it was Michio brought back to life, or that it was her vengeful spirit. But it's not like Michio's the only high school girl to wear pigtails. This rumor might have just been made up to fan the flames.
Or, you know... You know...
She's not wearing pigtails,
Not
though.
pigtails. Yeah, who in your head? Yeah, do any other girls have... No, just her?
That's Michio herself.
Yako has a ponytail.
Yeah, ponytail. It's not pigtails under that. I was thinking that she at least had like something tied at like the bottom of her hair kind of deal to like maybe be pigtails or something like that. Never mind.
But if that were true, I want to get a hold of her in order to hear her side of the kidnapping.
If she's alive, that'd be ideal. There's still one more thing I should mention. I discovered where Michio lived. A student had a list of student addresses on hand.
That's an amazing find.
I believe all the students actually have a copy of said list. It truly worries me how easy it was to obtain what should be confidential information. Imagine what would happen if that information got into the wrong hands.
So what the fuck? Ugh.
Well...
Not the best security system for this school, huh?
Yeah, it's just... These are lawsuits waiting to happen.
Yep.
Well, so far has it, no?
Sure, let's hope it stays that way. In the meantime, it's now possible for us to visit Michio Shiraishi's house.
Dun dun dun.
Which means, yep, new location on the map.
There we go. Near the Shiraishi household.
How did it go?
I went to visit Michio Shiraishi's family home. However, no one seemed to be there. I got no answer at the door, and all the lights were out. It seems to have been empty for a while now. There was also a stack of newspapers out front. So they were gone.
Gone.
Social connections run deep in working class areas like this place, so I decided to talk to the locals. I met a few nice old ladies who were kind enough to give me the scoop.
I read that as soup for a minute. That's some kind of ladies that give me some soup. I ate it. It was great.
To be fair, old lady gossip over soup doesn't sound too bad at times.
I'm
Turns out the Shiraishi's reputation really went down the dumps with this past year.
Is that so?
I'll give you the quick summary. They moved here about 3 years ago. Their previous residence was in a better part of town. Michio's father died in a car accident, leaving behind just the two of them. Michio's mom, Toshiko, now a single mother, relocated here. At first, they got along with their neighbors, many of which were in similar situations, helping and being helped in turn.
So far, so good. What happened?
Well, as I said, their reputation began to go downhill about a year ago. A man recognized as Toshiko's common-law husband had moved into the household. His name was apparently Kankichiro Iwai. Neighborhood gossip is something else. Somehow everyone knew his name.
So what of Iwata's character?
He was apparently a vulgar fellow with a criminal record. He was prone to violent outbursts. The neighbors often heard screams and shouting coming from the home. The neighbors took particular notice of Toshiko's screams pleading with him to not hit Michio.
That's terrible.
As if that wasn't unsettling enough, every night the neighbors also began to hear an eerie chanting. Through this, the Shiraishis standing in the neighborhood plummeted rapidly. Toshiko was often seen covered in bruises and wounds. She stopped responding to her neighbors, who just turned the other way when greeted. Also, hello, Raid! What?
I raided Linky. This is a very awkward time for the raid. I appreciate it, but a little awkward on the timing for that.
Game, super serious subject matter. Twitch, Metal Gear noises.
Yeah. Anyway, I thank you for the raid.
They kept their storm shutters closed even during the day, and effectively shut themselves away from the entire community.
Yee.
That sounds horrible. Why didn't the police step in and do something?
Unfortunately, under our current laws, the police aren't allowed to get involved with domestic disputes.
That's awful.
And then Michio reportedly killed herself. Things only got worse with EY, and Toshiko was admitted to the hospital for physical and mental abuse. Ever since, EY hasn't returned to home. Many locals expressed sympathy for Michio's circumstances, but just as many were fed up with the Shirashis entirely, and seemed relieved that things finally quieted down again. It seems they were still considered outsiders even after 3 years of living here.
I don't understand it. Why would Toshiko have gotten involved with such a brutish good-for-nothing in the first place?
I've heard many stories where one partner's personality does a complete turn after entering a relationship. After her first husband's death, Toshiko's financial situation had also taken a turn for the worse. She was determined to send her daughter to a good high school. It's possible she fell victim to sweet promises.
Life can be tough, I suppose.
You don't seem moved by the story, ma'am. That's fine. People have all kinds of stories. I forget what the term common law husband means.
Common law.
I'm gonna Google that real quick.
Yeah, Google that real quick. See what that actually means.
I want to slap
Common
his
law
bald head.
husband. Relationship between two people who decide to cohabitate and present themselves as a married couple without the benefit of a legal ceremony and certificate.
Oh,
Okay, so
huh.
you basically are two people living in the same house. Pretty much two people living in the same household without actually being in a relationship kind of deal for that.
Or at least not officially married.
Not a legal, yeah.
The Shirashachi were deal a tough hand. I can imagine what it was like. Could it be the girl was forced by her circumstance to take part in the kidnapping? You can...
It's a bit quieter over here, but all these rundown row houses really scream working class, don't they?
I think you can talk to him again.
But the Shirashis certainly hadn't lucked out with theirs, bringing such a violent man into it. Oh, and that's it for that.
I think we might have to do the soap stuff first.
Okay. Back to soap.
Where are you? I'm at soaps!
I'm at soaps.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm gonna go in. I may be a while, so feel free to find somewhere to kill time.
Okay, good luck in there.
Sony Vegas. Sony Vegas.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
How did it go?
I'll fast forward to the conclusion. I met with Takumi. There's no doubt he's the same man I saw last night. But it doesn't seem like he's a curse bearer.
Hmm?
But that doesn't mean he has no connections to the recent curses. He knew about the 7 mysteries. He even guessed we have a curse stone of our own.
Excuse me?
I tried to approach Takumi about a fallen item after I ran into him last night. However, if I recall, I was voicing him as well, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You said your name was Richter, correct? I have a favor I'd like to ask you. I'm hoping you would hand over the curse stone in your possession. Curse stone? What are you on about? There's no need to play dumb with me. In fact, there's no time for it. I had all the same reason you did to think you were a curse bearer last night. And your arrival here only confirms it. You're a curse bearer, no?
Damn.
You're right. We lack time. I'll confess, I am a curse bearer. I possess the curse stone of the Haunting Clappers. I'm glad to hear the truth. Finally, this conversation's worthwhile. It's a dangerous item you hold. Give it to me. My company will take the responsibility to dispose of it. I didn't know the soap business specialized in scrubbing curses clean. It's a prerogative of Miss Yamamori. Is that so? Assuming you've obtained the curse, you understand the power it involves, no? Miss Yamamori possesses supernatural powers akin to those of a god. She also has a deep love for this land, having transformed it from the pile of dirt it once was to the home of our headquarters. She cannot stomach the fact that it's now the site of these curses run rampant. So you're telling me the Queen of Hihaku is a real-life witch? She wouldn't appreciate being called that, mind you. There's a sorcerer by the name of Suigen Gamyoto who's gallantly working behind the scenes, exorcising spirits and the like. Go on. That being so, there have already been instances of the dead coming back to life. Do you understand the urgency of this matter? These are curses we're speaking of, tools which are used by wicked beings to possess people. The rite of resurrection is nothing but a fabrication meant to seduce the curse bearers into unspeakable action. If you truly understand what I'm talking about, you must hand over that curse stone at once. Very interesting. With that said, just how many curse stones have you acquired so far? If what you tell me is true, surely the company would have launched a large-scale search by now. We have 6. 6? Oh, whoa, I can rest at ease then.
So then the detectives had the detectives had 3 or 4, I think.
There's the one that was just given to them by the curses themselves. There's the one Araishi had, and there was the one the foot washing mansion guy had.
So that's 3 now.
And then there's the one that Mio and Yako have. So
Okay, so I got 4, 6 there, and then there's 12.
There's 9 total.
Wait, what the?
And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed.
That should be a sound effect for the board on that one.
Yeah. I'd go for a different sound bite, but I don't have it exactly on hand.
Alright.
And here I thought I was at risk of being cursed. It seems we're on the same page. If that's the case, you should hand over your curse stone immediately. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but it's not actually in my possession at the moment. Considering its importance, I've been keeping it in hiding. Really now? Then I'll accompany you while you retrieve it. I'm sorry, but I've got something important to attend to, but I promise I'll return with it later. Very well. Then you won't refuse to provide your address and telephone number, I presume. How prudent of you. I'll oblige.
Damn, bootleg Phoenix Wright is on my ass. Damn it.
And that's how it went.
You got doxxed, I see. So they're after the rite after all.
I wouldn't be so quick to trust him.
Oh?
I believe we're dealing with a master in deception. He may well have made up a story to convince us to part ways with our stone. I think he was lying about having procured 6 curse stones as well. Like, really? 6? That's excessive.
The number don't add up at all.
To the players, no, but Richter wouldn't know that for sure.
Yeah, no, the Richter wouldn't know, but for the players, it's like, that smells some bullshit right there.
Well, now I feel gullible.
The company's plotting something. I wonder what they mean to do with the cursed stones. He seemed rather desperate to get a hold of ours, despite us not having collected any soul dregs. Perhaps the people at Hihaku are masterminds behind the curses being unleashed.
Because the chairwoman's a witch?
I wonder about that, too. If she really were that powerful, would her secretary have divulged that information so casually? Takumi was either making it up as he went, or...
Or?
or he's trying to spread a rumor.
For what purpose would he do that?
Recently, people have been caught up about the occult more than ever before. If word spreads that the Hihaku chairwoman has godlike powers, she could very well benefit socially and politically from that mystique.
Ah. That's unsettling.
Huh?
Okay, then maybe, yeah.
Now move back?
Yes, it was interesting. Like,
Wait.
it was I forgot exactly what voice I had given Takumi earlier, so it was fun trying to fully differentiate him from Richter there.
That's usually what happens in one of these, is that you'll have a voice at one point, and then both of those characters are in the same scene, and you're like, oh shit. Wait, I gotta make them different now at this point.
Yep, like for Takumi, I was going to like the back of the throat with that one.
Happens all the time for the Ace Attorney ones, especially on that.
I doubt anyone's still living there.
Well, great talk we had.
Yeah, we kind of already handled investigating that place, remember?
Maybe the park, probably.
Because yeah, that's where the other girl's house was, I believe.
Yeah.
What a lovely day for a stroll.
What a lovely day to talk about murder.
Maybe we talk to Richard? Probably.
Yep, talk to Richter, no checkmark. I won't get much done standing around here. Why don't I go check out Ayami's apartment?
You don't mean to speak with her, do you?
No, I'd prefer to get an idea of what she's been up to. I'd like to see whether she's home or not, just to potentially get a trace on her movements.
Then, be my guest.
Okay, shouldn't be long.
Put my service to the dust. The Sony Vegas transition. And now I'm back.
I'm back, ma'am.
So, nothing.
I'm afraid so. She still hasn't returned. However, I noticed a few people who seem to be related to the police force keeping watch in the area. I don't know if they got eyes on her apartment, but they do appear to be watching the building it's in.
Interesting. You got a sharp eye to notice something that them, despite being so converted.
What can I say? It's part of the job. However, it meant I had to refrain from knocking on her door or looking through her windows. I wasn't able to check her electric meter or mailbox either, unfortunately.
You were planning to go that far.
I am a detective. Yeah, so... I'm trying to think of what else there would be to do at this point.
Maybe maybe they'll activate the conditions now. Let's see.
Back again.
Event flags like this are fun.
We've been walking back and forth for like an hour now.
Well, I'm not in frame, so... Oh, there I am.
Oh, there's still not a thing here, man. I'm sorry.
Maybe think. I'm just curious. Yeah.
Nah, that's about the Shiraishis. I'm legit trying to remember how you move forward with this one.
Vaguely, this is something I know. 3DS to Ace Attorney was a little controversial on how handled they got on investigations kind of deal, but I do admit I do like the idea that they will just force you into a location until you get everything, so you aren't wandering all over the goddamn place all the time. I do appreciate that handling. Oh. No, wait. There's a girl. I can't.
I think that's just a random NPC silhouette.
And she's gone. How? Like, I'm actually trying to remember how do you?
Oh wait, hold real quick.
Sticker!
Go to the left. Sticker. Ooh, good going, ma'am. You found haiku. That's a rare one.
Haiku?
Is it?
Haiku.
Is he gonna hit the gritty now? Is it now? We haven't been keeping up, so I doubt we're going to collect all these.
Oh yeah, no, I doubt we'll collect all of them, but yeah, just happened to notice that one. The puns are fun.
What a waste of fucking time.
You and me both are. That's in a high school?
Do we have to... I'm curious, do we have to activate something in the girls' rod to do something? I don't know. feel like we should have.
Oh, wait,
Oh, he's not checkmarked. Police are probably too wrapped up. Okay, yeah, so that's just general. Wait, he's still not checkmarked. What? It's important that society provides a safe environment for the benefit of our youth. Some school policies could use some rewriting, especially those handling the students' personal information.
That's right. I don't want a student being kidnapped on their way back home ever again.
Expect criminals to grow more cunning as time passes. There may be times where the authorities can't keep up. That's where outlaws such as myself come in.
What's this about?
Actually, forgot I said anything. Okay, now that's one's done. What are we missing?
Oh,
The school gate wasn't checkmarked.
Oh? Is the school gate that important?
ow!
Okay, I'm curious. Go back to the place and see. I want to go back to the place. I want to know if that was the reason. If that was the reason the story didn't progress.
I swear to God.
How many more trade tickets are we gonna have to get?
Let's see, are they back yet? Are they back yet?
My back.
They're still not
Nope.
back!
Yeah, so it seems like house is straight up abandoned at this point, so, What are we missing? Seriously.
What is missing? How's it going, ma'am? I could just stare at... Okay.
By the way, there's one more thing of interest I heard while in the company's reception lobby.
And what's that?
People were discussing whether one of the bodies found this morning was that of a Hihaku employee. We know who that is.
Yeah.
So long as the officials haven't revealed the identity, it all amounts to no more than speculation, though. Despite that, I've reason to believe Hihaku Soaps is deeply involved with the Svene Mysteries. At the very least, I can assure you I've gathered that much. The more we know, the better our negotiations will go. I think the building also wasn't checkmarked.
Checkmark the build, just in case! Okay.
Oh, yep, we should avoid them, okay.
Alright!
Okay, big money.
Like, I'm legit trying to remember what the actual, conclusion location for this sequence
Money,
is.
no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies!
I think this should be it?
Oh shit! Oh shit! I just remembered something after pacing back and forth for like 5 days in a row.
Pat, the way he's looking, it's like, is that a man with a beard looking at us through a camera?
Oh shit! Is he streaming us?
Is that
what the hell's that Twitch?
Are those two guys in the back VTubers?
why are their heads like that? They're lighting up when they speak. How are they doing that?
Why is one of them lighting up whenever I speak?
Oh god. Is that connected to me? What curse is this right now?
Oh, so you came here too?
What is this?
Hey!
Oh.
Could you repeat what you know one more time for me, Richter?
We finally figured out how to progress.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. If there's one thing about this game is that since they want to make sure you got every single piece of information, the progression point can be very picky when it wants to activate.
Yeah, definitely like what I was saying. Something that I am glad, modern Ace Attorney and I think DR also has the same thing.
Yeah, Danganronpa also does that.
Yeah, it won't let you go unless you got everything in there, which I think is just kind of better for pacing stuff.
It's just good design for these kinds of games.
I forget if Famicom Detective Club had that as well. I know.
I haven't actually played those.
The one you should play. Actually, I am just gonna. Real quick, hold on. I know this is breaking conversion. Yeah, I know this is breaking conversion real fast, but shut up. Where is it? Out of the ones you should play, it's this one, Girl Who Stands Behind. This is definitely the better of the two.
It's a duology I keep meaning to get both installments of at some point. It's just backlog.
Yeah. Let's put it like this. It took me almost 5 months to make it through this one. I beat this one in 2 days, kind of deal. Like, that should speak volumes on how much more interested I was in that story in comparison for that. But while we're on the screen, this game right here is probably some of the worst of that bullshit I think I played.
Ouch.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what the opponents you said in your review were with that one.
Oh man, this is like the epitome of it. You will wander around for hours trying to find one fucking flag to check and to get the move on. It is like it's the worst part of the game, full stop, which sucks because the layer app is actually pretty good, but the rest of it, yeah.
Alright.
Anyway, continue back on to this route. With some smooth jazz at 10 a.m.
Skull Girl story mode cutscene.
Yeah.
Ma'am, allow me to introduce one of our country's most elite detectives.
Name's Junitaro. I hardly call myself elite, but either way, it's nice to meet ya. Here is the brilliant Chief Inspector Tatsumi, and yes, he's as rough and tumble as he looks.
Sometimes I really don't know if you're complimenting me or putting me down.
So, you two are detectives.
This is my client, Mrs. Haruo Shigima. Her father's a big deal in the police himself, so remember to mind your manners.
A big wig named Shigima? What, you know this guy?
Shit, I've heard the name, but you know I don't keep track of who's who in the upper echelons.
There's no need to worry. I am my own person after all, and my father has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, did you hear that, boss? Looks like you're getting off easy again this time.
Don't make it sound like I'm involved in some shady business. It ain't like that.
You both seem rather jovial despite being detectives. How rare. All the police officer men have always been so dull.
Well, you won't find any dull cops here. We'll round up your criminals with a smile. That's our motto.
How lovely. Keep it up.
I see there are no Ace Attorney cops in this district at all.
Just hold on 1 second. This is the first I'm hearing of that. Well, you're right about them not being your typical detectives.
What brings you here, Richter? You on a case?
That's right, I'm picking up the police's slack. I trust you remember the kidnapping and murder case from last year. Oh, I remember now. You're that Haruo Shigima from the kidnapping case.
Did I miss something?
Don't be an idiot. It was a case where Mune Sada Shigima's grandson was kidnapped. Which must have been your son, ma'am.
Indeed, that story was suppressed by all the news. In the end, it was considered a huge failure on the police department's part.
Most of the investigation was conducted in secret. And unfortunately, the department was unwilling to reopen the case.
Any investigation carried out afterwards turned up nothing at all, which is why I'm now on the job.
Never caught the culprit, huh? That's rough. So, your findings have brought you to this place, then?
That's right, an individual connected to the case used to live around here.
Used to?
That's right, as of last week, they're deceased. We'd hope to talk to the family. No one was home when I checked last time, so we figured we'd try again.
Interesting. Sure doesn't look good on the police's part to be mishandling cases like these. If there really was a culprit, it should be our responsibility to bring them to justice.
Well, I do consider the police my people. So you're considered the blame to be shared. You got a stern side as well, I see.
He may be goofy at times, but Ario does take his job seriously.
Yeah.
By the way, ma'am, this might be sudden, but there's something I'd like to confirm with you.
And that is?
Do you happen to know anything about the Svene Mysteries of Honjo?
Fuck.
Sorry, Chief, but that's hardly... With all due respect, investigator, I think my question was addressed to the lady. If you insist. What do you say, ma'am? Can you tell us anything? That was an interesting swipe transition.
can't say I know much.
Is that so? Well, sorry for the intrusion. Come to think of it, I heard some things about this area last night. Something about a strange yet conspicuous man dressed in white loitering around.
Wait a sec.
I assume they were talking about you, investigator. Well, I won't argue I'm strange and conspicuously dressed in white. And as it turns out, I was out here last night to conduct my investigation. Did you run into anything strange or out of the ordinary? Out of the ordinary. I guess I did observe a few suspicious characters. You were asking about curses just now. Why would a public servant be interested in the occult?
Boss Richter's a smart man. He can help us if we tell him what we know.
I can't promise I'll be of any help to you, but I am interested in hearing what you got to say. Something's happening in Honjo, isn't there? It must be something big if they've got you head office guys on it. Well, I guess it's alright. Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Thank you, boss. Listen closely to what we're about to say, Richter. This Sony Vegas Futures is...
So by using curses to commit murders, these people collect soul drugs to perform the rite of resurrection. And these curse stones are somehow connected to the 7 Mysteries of Honjo? It's a tough story to swallow, but I don't see a reason to doubt you either.
We figured the strange occurrences happening around these recently are connected to these curses. To get the situation under control, we've been searching for the curse bearers to confiscate their curse stones. Do you have any information that might help us?
That's tough. I never expected curses and other mumbo-jumbo to play into this all. But if we're talking shady characters... There was this middle-aged fellow I saw on the South Warigasui Street. He had an average build. He was anxious, like he was searching for prey.
Us, what do you think?
Well, considering the location, it could have been Hideki Araishi. We already got his curse stone. Impressive. You two are working quick. Did you see anything else? Not that I can remember. That's a shame. If you see any characters who look like they might be carrying a curse stone, it'd be a huge help if you let us know. Absolutely. I'll let you know if I find anything.
Richter, perhaps you can lend us a hand on our case too? There's a number of people we can't track, and finding missing persons happens to be your speciality, no?
I hate to disappoint you, but I'm busy enough with this case. The faith of my clients is what keeps me afloat. I have to prioritize requests by the order in which they come.
I see. Well, can't say that's not fair.
What do you need a private investigator for, anyway? The cops should have plenty of bright folks to throw at the job.
True, but this isn't an ordinary case we're dealing with here. Huh? By the way, that reminds me, Richter.
Yes?
You said the person who used to live here died last week. Would you be referring to Michio Shirashi by chance?
You knew?
Thought so. Seems like you're here for the same reason then.
Seriously, Michio was involved with curses and magic.
Strictly speaking, the curses isn't part of our concern. We're looking into Yoshimi's case.
Yoshimi? Oh, right, Hajime Yoshimi's.
That's right, he died on the job. I'm sure you heard of it.
I heard, and it was a most unfortunate loss. So there's a connection between Hajime Yoshimi of the Juvenile Division and Michio. Well, hold on. Let's focus on Michio for a second. You think she had something to do with the kidnapping? Talk about unforeseen developments. Exchanging information should prove mutually beneficial. I'll tell you what I know, but in turn, I want the full scoop on your findings concerning Michio.
Sure, tell the truth.
What exchange of info later? What? You believe Michio's ghost is the one who killed Mr. Janauchi? So he wasn't just mumbling nonsense?
I mean, we haven't fully confirmed anything yet, but the testimonies we've heard and the evidence we've found point in that direction.
Testimony? You mean from those psychic high schoolers? Didn't they also say there was a chance Michio hadn't killed herself? Wait, if that's all true, then...
Did you figure something out?
Kankichiro Iwai!
Huh?
Kankichiro Iwai! He'll be the next victim! We have to open the door to the Shirashi's house. We need to look inside.
Hey, what's gotten into you? Boss?
I'm sure the landlord would give us the key if we asked. Screw that! You know how long that could take? Can't ask for permission later.
Hey, Victor, calm down, we just can't...
Take that, you shitty door! That's how you do it!
Victor, get a hold of yourself! I see you're still the same as always.
Everyone, come quick! Look at this!
Oh.
Answer Danganronpa death row.
What's with this room, boss? There's a dead body in there!
Whoa! Could that be Michio's dad? Oh, no, she's her stepdad at best, if that. It's gotta be the body of Kankichiro Iwai. Oh, there's no doubt about it. The man's a goner. He's gotten real messed up. Looks like he's been like this for a while. I'd say it happened last night. Ario, did you find Junichi's body in the same state?
Now that you mention it, it looked like the Junichi had died from a number of heavy blows.
What are you suggesting, investigator? It was Michio Shiraishi. She's alive! She used the power of the curses to get back at the men who ruined her life!
That's ridiculous! You're suggesting she actually revived?
It's got to be that, and if she's alive, then...
Hello.
My apologies for interrupting. I know we just arrived at an interesting plot point. But do you really think a dead girl is going around taking revenge from beyond the grave? Consider this. What if Michio Shirashi never died? But seeing as you come this far, I'm sure you've already known the truth, don't you? And so, I would have you answer me a question. Where in Honjo is Michio Shirashi at the hour of 8 o'clock in this morning? Shit. Where's the one place no one has checked? Right down. Oh, no, wait, we've been at the park. By the river? You there? I see. So that's what you think. Let's take a moment to consider what you'll know and choose again, shall we? You were fucking wrong.
They have given you the clues to know, I will say that.
This fucking guy.
But you weren't expecting a pop quiz today, were you?
Honjo Bridge? Fucking hell!
You're just bubbling the quizzes on the answer sheet. I see.
Okay, I see. You're just going to war of attrition. This, all right. That's an guidance. Look, you're kind of defeating the point by doing this. You know that.
Mother of God. I suggest you check and rethink everything you know about the story.
Fucking hell.
I'm actually curious of what your thought process is right now.
Because I'm thinking of mostly where is like locations we have not checked kind of deal onto this kind of thing. Because she would need to be hiding somewhere where no one can find her kind of deal on that.
So you're saying that...
I feel like not the candy shop, yeah. Oh, wait, no, shit! Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of just locations that we have not checked to kind of deal with any of the group members and stuff like that, yeah. Congratulations, you're correct. You got it wrong 7 times, well. It's trivial matter. It may have been easier to reach that conclusion as you consider the cause of death. Let's get back to the story then, shall we? I've taken up enough of your time.
So, Nico's playthrough, he got it right the first time. So, that mostly means that mostly just because he was on the right track on that, but I'll let you ponder about that.
Yeah. We'll let that stew.
So, that's back at, her house. Is she
8 o'clock in the morning.
I can't look at the story chart right now because that will send me out, kind of deal, so...
I guess just think about it until you can gain access again?
Yeah. But is that potentially Yako in danger at that point? But, so you really think Michio Shirashi's alive?
Just think it through and it all becomes obvious. It tracks, but... Do you really think that girl could have managed all of this? First of all, Ario, go report this to HQ.
Understood, I'll get to it right away!
So it's less that the place was abandoned and more that, oh shit, became a crime scene.
Yeah, and became a cult. Please, look around now.
I'll start investigating this place. It sure isn't lacking in stuff that needs a looking at.
There are a bunch of photos of the same person pasted on the wall over there.
Huh? Whoa, no, hold on. These photos. These are all of Fumichika Nejima. Gross.
Really? Come to think of it, he was on the papers a lot back in the day. Oh, there's even more paste up over here. These are all cutouts from newspapers and magazines from the Nejima murders.
I don't get it. Why the weirdo shrine? Let's keep looking around. It's all fun to look at, but I can't help but wonder what in the world this is. They're magic runes. They're used in Western black magic rituals. Most of the time they're useless imitations, though. I wouldn't get too excited about it. Oh my, who knew the Chief Inspector was such an expert on the occult? I just chanced upon that information. That girl with the spirit sense we mentioned, she's pretty informed on the subject.
Maybe.
Someone was attempting to perform Western black magic in this place. Pretty absurd if you ask me. Of course, the person in question who was dead serious about it all. So yeah, both types of occult stuff. Fun!
Yeah.
There's candles and stones with inscriptions placed all over. Are these tools for some ritual? Hey, don't touch anything, you hear? Ah, that's right. Considering this is a murder scene, we ought to leave everything as is. All of this can be used as evidence. If anyone besides forensics toys with it, it'll cause trouble down the road. There are old books scattered everywhere. I wonder what they're about. Many of them are written in a foreign language. It'll be a pain to look through all these. Let's save them for later and continue to look around.
Okay, that's the same.
Oh, wait, no, there was some dialogue. Shit.
That was different floor! Okay, hold on.
Okay. It looks like the things spread around here have been like this for a while now. This ritual or whatever was something he attempted up to recently. Plenty of the neighbors mentioned having heard strange mantra-like noises coming from here during the night. You think Iwai was the one chanting? Hard to say. Could have been one of the Shiraishis as well. If we look through these books in the back, we might learn whatever it is that we're trying to do. Okay, so floor is not marked.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I could tell that one was built up, good lord.
Yeah, it did not want to come out.
Alright. Look at these. Pictures of Fumichika and Nejima cut out from newspapers and magazines. Whoever put these up was obsessed. I wonder what their intent was. You think the Shiraishis are somehow connected to Nejima's case? Perhaps they did this as to not forget a grudge or something. It's because I think Nejima might be involved in all this too. Do you think he might have anything to do with the body here? Maybe. The man's already out on parole. He's a curse bearer, with a curse stone now. He announced that from sundown today he'll be going on a killing spree.
Oh dear.
There's an emergency search underway as we speak, but no one's yet to manage to get a hold of the bastard. So he hasn't changed his ways. That doesn't bode well. To tell you the truth, the lady here isn't completely unconnected from the Nejima murders either. You don't say!
That's right. We talked about it last night. 20 years ago, I found a hand in Samina River that brought the incident to light.
You don't say! You were the kid from back then? You were really brave. You did a great deed.
Were you the detective I spoke with? I had no idea.
So you two have met before? Huh, fancy that. I've been worried that Fumichika Nejima might have a resentment towards you, ma'am. You might be right. Unfortunately, that asshole is quite the resentful type.
Oh dear.
That asshole. I wonder who put the idea into his head. I know he's got the one-sided rite, too. He's threatening to massacre the people of Honjo at sundown. Seriously? On top of that, he's been itching to get revenge on me as well. Of all things, the man's gone and threatened to kill my daughter. Damn, that's quite the threat. Certainly you can't afford to stay put here. The fucker wants to get all of us antsy. When I finally get to arresting him, it'll be with a cool head. Not gonna give him the pleasure, huh? Well, if you and Fumichika and Nejima have anything to do with each other, then this room might hold a clue to Nejima's location. Let's hope so. This drawer is really old. Chief Inspector, do you mind if I look inside? Huh? I mean, in normal cases, only the police would be allowed to touch things, right? Right. Ario isn't here, so let me take a look at it. There's just clothes in here. Not much variety either. Can't say they were big spenders. Well, I was hoping to find a kind of talisman here, but I guess we're not so lucky. I see. Thanks anyway. There's the same man in every picture. Is that Fumichika Nejima? Wow, this is quite the spectacle. I don't think I'll ever manage to erase this from my mind.
Don't worry, Richard. You're quite the spectacle yourself.
Do you mean to compare me with the likes of a bizarre criminal?
It was a compliment. Sorry.
I see. It was.
With the window and storm shutter closed, no light gets in here at all. It's pitch black. The neighbors mentioned they started to keep the house shut like this not long ago. These aren't just cut from publications, they're even shaped a number of shots on their own. Oh, snapped a number of shots of their own. I read they're horribly wrong.
They must have admired him. Why else would they have collected so many pictures?
Whatever the case, it's certain they were obsessed. The person who put all these photos up must have been obsessed with Nejima. They might have had some relation to Nejima's victims, or perhaps it was the opposite.
The opposite?
What if it wasn't loathing, but admiration?
But then...
The sliding door leads to the kitchen. It barely fits in the frame.
All books now?
It'll pain me. Yeah, look through them later. So I think that'll be the last step thing for plot reasons. There's nothing around to confirm his identity, but by the looks of him, I'd say he's Kankichiro Iwai. You've seen him before? I heard he had a criminal record, so I assumed he wouldn't have held a respectable occupation.
Is this what a curse does to a person?
Ma'am, it'd be better not to look so closely.
It's amazing.
I'm just imagining the face. I'm just imagining the face Tsusumi had at that. Cruel is what it is.
It's just...
maybe now the books, unless there's
Yeah,
any other check
Uh,
marks.
I'm
think
just
of-
doing one last scroll through. Yeah,
Alright.
okay, I think it's book time.
What do you say, Chief? Would you let me look through it if I wore gloves? Well, it's not like I'm any help with foreign languages. Go ahead. Thank you. This seems to be a book on Western black magic. The same runes are written here, alongside detailed descriptions of the procedures. I suppose you'd call these grimoires. It's all a bunch of nonsense if you ask me, though. You think this UI guy was studying them? Perhaps to perform some kind of ritual? There are a bunch of handwritten notes besides the grimoires. Whoever it was, they were serious about this. UI doesn't look the type to be into this stuff, but shouldn't judge a book by its cover.
But why would we be studying black magic?
According to the materials, this here rune is for the restoration of youth. Perhaps he was trying to become young again. This over here seems to be black magic related to resurrection. Each one of these spells requires a human sacrifice. Talk about dangerous.
Resurrection? Like the rite?
I guess no matter what part of the world, people will turn to the occult for similar reasons. Oh, and there's more to it. What is it? This looks like a journal. It's probably EY's. A journal? His writing's surprisingly thorough. It's almost as if he was writing a report for someone. Oh, wow, now, this is something. What is it? What did he write? This is quite the find. Let me give you a summary. So, this is Konkichiro Iwai fellow. He's been searching for a spell to restore youth for years.
So, he was into black magic from the start.
He believed if he could learn to successfully perform the spell, he could then use it to earn a fortune. To tell you the truth, it seems he was already getting funded after he acquired this grimoire. You don't say. This is starting to sound kind of familiar. But first, let's find out how he got his hands on this grimoire. It seems Nejima told him where he could obtain the book when they were both in prison. What? That's nearly too much of a coincidence. Likely not coincidence. It seems Iwai took an interest in the Nejima murders after it made the news. He admired him rather passionately. You might even say he worshipped the man. Worship? Nejima, of all people! This was a time when students were itching to rebel. Anyone who did something to shake the world was bound to gather admirers. Iwai had been collecting these photos ever since that time. And since he just so happened to land in prison at the same time as Nejima, he made sure to get in contact. This is a lot. I mean, even having it all laid out like this... The thought of Nejima being involved with these grimoires is staggering. I don't think we ever had anything pointing to that. What's the connection? To be honest, it's a shock to me, too. For years, we've been scratching our heads over the motives behind Nejima murders. Yep, it's been a mystery to us all from the very start. Wait now. Wait just 1 minute. Do you think... No way. Are you saying... That's right, the murders might have been a ritual. He was attempting to perform black magic. The instructions written down for the sacrificial offering match up exactly with the acts carried out by Nejima. You've got to be kidding me! So that sadistic crap he was doing was all for black magic? That's what the evidence suggests. However, Nejima tried to do some type of resurrection ritual, but Iwai had different motives. Chief Inspector, you might think this is all the stuff of fantasy, but that doesn't refute that Nejima and Iwai were both acting in earnest. Ugh, this is batshit insane! You're telling me that nutjob did all this for some hokey-pokey resurrection? Oh, shit! Resurrection! That means there must have been someone Nejima wanted to bring back to life. Damn, that's it! That has to be it! Fucking hell, it all makes sense now!
What is it?
So, about the Nejima murders. There's some information that's been kept from the public. Go on. When we broke into his house and arrested him, we also found a baby.
A baby?
It was a girl, looked about 6 months old, but she was covered in filth. She looked so weak and sickly. We called the medics right away. If we were a second later, I'm sure the girl would have died. So, was Nejima the father? He told us he found her under a bridge.
He found she was abandoned.
I've heard of parents threatening to leave their child under a bridge as a threat, but to think it really happens... I suppose there are those cases with the dead newborns found stuffed in coin lockers, so it's not without precedent. Whatever the case, we never found out the truth. But there's one rumor from back then that I could never get out of my mind. And it's starting to sound more likely now. Well, I'm sure this isn't the first time we've heard of it. Many believe Nejima is guilty of more crimes than what it got him convicted. Back then, a lot of girls went missing.
Yeah, I remember all of that.
Among the high school girls that might have been murdered, or maybe I should say sacrificed, was a girl who was pregnant.
Goodness. That's horrific.
He killed her. And dismembered her body. And we thought maybe the baby we found is what he pulled out from inside of her.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Yeah, this game gets fucked up.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck?
Don't misunderstand me. This is all speculation on top of more speculation here. But I, for one, never believed that man would just take in a baby he found under a bridge.
I'm feeling sick.
Stay strong, ma'am. I know this is hard to hear. Like I said, don't take that to be the full truth. We were running on speculation back then. Now that this whole resurrection magic has come into play, we should consider the possibility it was his child. And that maybe he was trying to revive whoever the mother might have been. It's just a theory, but my life would be a tad easier if it were true. That's an interesting thought. If there's anyone Nejima would want to resurrect, a deceased wife is as good a guess as any. The fact that he obtained a curse stone suggests he has an interest in the rite of resurrection. Damn, you're right. And here I was thinking he was only if the curse's power to massacre.
Chief Inspector.
Yeah?
What happened to the child?
Without a birth registration on file, best we could do was find the girl some suitable foster parents. It was decided to keep the circumstances secret for the sake of the child's future.
I'm glad she was taken care of.
Okay. I don't feel like that the wouldn't drop that if that child didn't come into play at all. I'm trying to think who is a foster kid in this roster. Onto that. Hold on. So it would have to be someone who is a kid now at this point. Does any of these mention of a foster kid at all?
I think considering the time frame, it could also be even young adult.
Yeah, just making because, well, it's like for female characters so far, it's either like they're high schoolers or they're full adults, older adults. I don't think there's anybody in a young adult or anything like that. I don't think Yako. I don't think is adopted at all.
Now, Maya was the dead cop's fiance, remember?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying I don't think age-wise, I think she might be a little too old at that point, so for that. Maybe potentially Yoko? Maybe potentially? We do not know much about her at all.
Yeah, we haven't seen her since the prologue.
Yeah, well, she's dead. So, or yeah. So.
No. We don't.
Not in this timeline. Not in this timeline.
Yeah.
No. Remember, it was that Shoko put her in a taxi and had her go home, and then he was found dead.
Ah, okay, all right, yeah. Mio does not say anything onto that. I would not be.
And like she's a constant transfer student because of her whole like supernatural investigation job thing.
I would not be surprised. I think my front runners right now, if that for that girl, are probably Mio or Yoko. Probably one of those two would be my front runner, potentially onto that.
There's still more to the books.
Oh yay, more fucked up shit.
I don't mean to derail the conversation, but there's still more written in EY's journal. We know EY managed to obtain the grimoire thanks to the advice he got from his idol, Nejima, while in prison. After conducting research and gathering more information, he determined he had a chance to get rich quick. Right, he thought he could make some money if he could successfully use rejuvenation magic. Correct. Turns out, someone gave him that idea. And get this. It was the one and only queen and chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps herself, Natsue Yamamori. Wait, the chairwoman of Hihaku Soaps?
So that's where this leads.
Here, let me read what he wrote. The queen of Hihaku has a strange fear of growing old. Her fear of death is even worse. If she does die, she wishes to be revived, and she will spend whatever it takes to preserve her beauty. Magic, rituals, and rites. She'll use whatever means necessary. Her tenacity is unbelievable. She was apparently investing money into any research on resurrection, the restoration of youth, and the like. So she would even throw her money at the occult. The places greed will take you. Well then, that brings us to Hideki Araishi. She presumably funded his research into the rite of resurrection as well. That's what it all points towards. I wouldn't be surprised if the Witch of Hihaku pounced at the rumors of the rite of resurrection. It's starting to sound likely. It might also be why she's spreading the rumor about having godly powers. It's a convenient cover for her if she becomes young again. Godly powers? What's that all about? You can ignore that. Either way, I think EY took payments he was getting for his research to seduce a family into taking him in to keep a low profile. The Shiraishi family, Michio and her mother, Toshiko, were just as unlucky marks. And this is where you get involved. Are you feeling steady, ma'am?
Huh? Does this have something to do with me? No. You can't mean...
You've realized then.
Perhaps.
Wait, hold on. Wait. Oh, hold on. Try to track what's going on. So. Okay, I don't think I'm following the pattern that they're talking about.
Well, first off, I'm pretty sure you'd want EY for the first part, I think.
Yeah,
if it's going off what I'm thinking it is, so.
Yeah, EY.
EY's?
I want to be Living Sacrifice probably here.
Yeah. Living Sacrifice. Wait. Sacrifice was a child. Oh, shit.
Toshihiro Iwata's Living Sacrifice was a child?
That's exactly it. EY moved in with the Shiraishis to practice his magic. He needed a sacrifice to perform his youth restoration spell, but that meant extracting the life force from someone young.
No. Of course, that awful man! Who was Iwata's this man?
EY worshipped Nejima, so he must have also despised Nejima's detractors. Not to mention, he was captured and sent to jail once before. Surely he had a bone to pick with the police. So when he realized he had the chance to both avenge Nejima, embarrass the police, and acquire living sacrifice at the same time... Fuck!
My thoughts. Exactly.
You got it! EY kidnapped Haruhi Shikima's son and managed to score 3 birds with 1 stone!
You're telling me that horrid man never had intention of returning my child?
I thought there might be a reason why the kidnapper seemed to be mocking the police. He never wanted money. His aim was to humiliate the force. It all makes sense. He must have used Michio to lower your boy's defenses and then kidnapped him on his way back home.
That man... He took Shuichi!
Ma'am, please calm down. I understand, but you must remember to breathe.
You don't understand! You have absolutely no idea what I'm going through! This isn't a joke! I expect police to understand! They would never understand! Living sacrifice! What a stupid idea from a stupid little man!
Okay, ma'am, let's just take a moment to breathe. Why don't we get some fresh air?
I can't believe this.
Chief, I think it's best we take our leave. But before we go, there's one more important piece of info we noted in his journal. Oh? EY got in contact with Nejima last year, after Nejima was released on parole. He provided him with accommodation and financial support. Is that so? He managed to find a hideout for Nejima to stay in. Damn it! If anything, rather than use his money to support the Shiraishis, it seemed most went to Nejima instead. If Nejima's looking around anywhere at the moment, it's probably in that hideout. Did he write where it is? Unfortunately, no, not that I can tell. But it seems Michio knew where it was. She never met with Nejima in person, but she was made to go in and clean up among other things. What good is that information? The girl's already dead! Wait, no, she's alive! That's right. Michio Shiraishi's alive. If you can find her and get her to talk, you can get her to spill the beans on his hideout, too. Investigator, I'm asking you. I should be going. The lady's not well. So, that was a lot.
Just to lay out a lot of the key parts of the plot all at once. Okay. Jesus Christ! Oh, wow.
Yes.
Holy shit! Okay. Again, like it was one for the whole thing on Nejima's, why he even did this, and then finding out that's the reason Shuichi was kidnapped onto that. Holy shit! Yeah, no, that's a lot. That was a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. Mom.
The Jesus. God.
By the way, can I just say major props, Sophie? Major props.
I was gonna say that there were. Holy shit, well done on that. Well done on that.
Save my energy all for that.
To read the updated report. Once failed living off placing advertisements in magazines to sell phony magic items and good luck charms, he held a nostalgic yearning for a post-war era when things were simple and had nothing but negative things to say about the rapidly developing ostentatious world of late. Radical in his belief that would be better to tear down society and start again, Kakariko was dishonest with his life spent poking around society's cesspools to make a few coins. When Nejima murders were widely reported on the media, it had a great impact on him, as he witnessed how a single act by a single man could cause a major rift in society. Perceiving Nejiba as a great hero, he began collecting every piece of information he could find on the man. He was later arrested for his illegal business practices and had a chance of meeting Fukushima during his incarceration, solidified his idealization. He was captivated by Fukushika's talk of black magic, and following his release, acquired a grimoire he had hidden away. As for Toshiki Shirahashi, Takahiko set his sights on her after encountering her at her part-time job. When he learned the Saishi family was in financial trouble, he could not afford to send Michio to college. He turned on the charm and took advantage of her weakness by offering them money. He revealed his true colors, however, after moving in with the family, and used violence and money to keep Toshiro and Mikichi near his thumb. All while his belief of black magic deepened and found a sponsor in the haiku operation. Kakuricho forced the Saishi family to perform various rituals, with any attempts to resist being met with merciless beatings. The mother and daughter were helpless to resist. After Hakio offered Kakuricho sums to intensify his work with black magic, he set his mind to sacrifice a child in order to perform a use resurrection spell. For this purpose, she chose Tsuchi Shigima, the son of Harue Shigima, against whom Fukushima held a grudge. He attempted to enlist Michio so as to not alarm the boy, and when he was arrested, beat her mother 20 times. With Michio's assistance, Kakuriko kidnapped Shuichi and locked him up in the Shirahashi house, and told the young and courageous boy that he killed Michio if he tried to run. While his oh my god, this keeps going. Oh yeah. While his actions were motivated by a personal grudge against the police, it was first and foremost an attempt to create a societal uproar and break down a public order. So Kakurijo painted the crime as a regular kidnapping, demanding a ransom for the family. However, because of an embargo on the press, the kidnapping did not cause the public outcry akin to the Neji murders. Infuriated, Kakurijo had Toshiko perform the sacrifice ritual by threatening to kill Michio if she refused. Toshiko killed Shuichi in his sleep, but the spell failed, for which Kakurijo blamed her. Warning Michio to keep silent about the murder to avoid incriminating her mother, Kakurijo dumped the boy's body in a nearby river. The tiny corpse was found a week later in the Sumida River after floating through the severe canals of Honjo. Having drifted for days in the polluted water, little evidence remained. Although Kakurijo performed no further sacrifices, his devotion to black magic only increased. Toshiko and Michio spent their days consumed by guilt, forced to continue serving Kakuro until the day they died.
So Eli was a bastard, to put it simply.
Yeah!
And that is also Michio's situation, so fuck.
Yeah, so the thing is, Michio, so yeah. So I forget what they're saying. Are they saying like basically aren't they saying that she's still alive at this point, like hiding around, or am I mixing that up?
As far as the investigators think, she is alive in some way, shape, or form, and basically got her revenge.
Yeah, okay. I'm tracking on that. Okay.
I would say specifically, the best clue you have right now is remember what the storyteller said about where she was at 8 in the morning.
I need to see that map again when we're back onto there. Okay. More information here. Shujo was a conscientious brave boy who was determined to protect his mother Hare amid his father's frequent absence. He dreamed of becoming a police officer and displayed his diligence. Wait, no. Wait, no. I feel like we read that one before. Looking at this, I think so.
I think that maybe
there was like one sentence that I think somewhere.
Just like to confirm what actually happened.
Yeah.
Are you feeling better now that we've gotten some fresh air, ma'am?
Fine. Suddenly, finding out who the kidnapper was really made me lose my wits.
We managed to solve the kidnapping case by pure luck here.
You're right, but Richard, I feel grateful towards Michio.
Because she killed the kidnapper?
There's that too. But it's for something else. If Michio's the one killing all these people, then she must have acquired a sizable amount by now. Soul dregs, I mean. Yes. Hey, Richard. Whether the kidnapper's dead or alive, it doesn't mean a thing. Revenge won't bring my boy back. And if Nejima is planning to cause a massacre to collect soul dregs, then all the better.
Alright, don't go for your Joker moment right now. No.
I won't give up on resurrection. So, I'm counting on you.
If there is not a better place to end the session right there. Holy shit. Oh man. Oh shit. I'm getting so intrigued. Fuck. Oh, this game's getting good. This game's getting good. Shit. Oh man. Okay. This one feels like it's gonna be so tame by comparison when we get to this one. It's gonna feel so tame in comparison to all of that.
You gotta put your breather episodes somewhere, right?
Yeah, okay. So 8 a.m. would be around this time, so
Because that was still night during that phone call, so...
Yeah, so...
It was like the first daytime block,
yeah,
pretty
so
much.
like, around this time, so... When they were going for help, so... So wait, would she know that she's in the house then at that point? Because they started at that point. Like, they started at the house there.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, so... Yeah, so they started at Yako's house for that. So...
I will say, even for events that happened before 8 a.m., they have given you enough hints for you to realize where Michio is.
Oh no. Nothing. Just trying to see. Are they pulling some weird? I don't know. I've been trying to pull some weird shit. I'm like, oh, they're the same person kind of deal. I don't think so. I don't think so. Oh no, you can never tell with this kind of shit. Yeah, no. I think she's gotta be hiding in the house somewhere. Into there. Admittedly, this is kind of hard part when you play this game like once a week kind of deal. I'm trying to remember the plot point.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, okay, maybe if I just play the beginning of this one again real fast.
All right. 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Bro.
I am trying to think. I am trying to think. Who are you? Who is this girl? I'm trying to think. Are they pulling some shit of that she is actually one of the other characters kind of deal? It might be. But no, you don't have the... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head on this one. I'm kind of stumped on that. So...
Like, you can always review for next week.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, I might need to... I don't know. 8. So after the call... Is it... No, I don't think that it's the same college daughter that you thought. Brain. I feel like I'm gonna feel like an idiot for not figuring this out, kind of deal. I'm gonna be mad on that for not realizing it. It's gotta be hidden somewhere in this scene. I don't know. Restart that. Just gonna try and zoom through this. We have like 15 minutes. Shut up. Wait, hold on. You feel something? Eventful childhood. Jojo, no, I'm not planning on streaming Wednesdays. We just have that just for Wednesday is kind of a backup day for us. Kind of deal with this, just because schedules during the weekday can get a little here and there kind of deal. So. I think I might have been able to start putting it together at this point.
What's your current theory?
So, Mio was in the school kind of deal at that point when she ran off. There's a dead body in that school kind of deal. She went back out. She says she had an apprentice. She studied under someone with dark arts magic kind of deal. EY had that. I think it might be Mio. It might be, potentially on that. She seems to be in the spots where it would happen, potentially, on that. So, like, so far, that's lining up onto that, but I don't know if that's 100% it on that. She is in the spots, so could potentially be that. You're typing! I'm studying Mio's dialogue. Or it's one of these two girls. I'm like, it's one of these two kind of deal. Because I'm also a little suspicious of Yako. Because she never wants to give the soul dread to anyone else kind of deal. Why would she not want it? Because potentially that it has soul dreads in it, kind of deal. And if Mio saw that, she might be able to see with that. Wait. I thought something was up when I noticed her pentagram, thing. Gotta see it. Thankfully, all of these girls are right next to each other on this thing, so I can see it.
Yeah, like she just always had that, and I think it was just meant to be an early sign that she knows what she's doing with the supernatural.
Yeah.
I am also noticing there is that weird tuft of like hair underneath her. Oh wait, no, I think that's just more of an illustration thing. Never mind. I'm watching you two girls. I'm watching you. I'm watching you.
We're just two innocent high school girls.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that shit. I'm getting conflicting information now at this point.
Okay, I do love that since you did get through the actual story bits, it was just automatically went to the school.
Yeah. So, okay, next session's gonna be very interesting. I think actually next time I think we're gonna start over at here. One of just that this side's getting really juicy, so I don't want to kind of rush through too fast. But now I am gonna be hyper analyzing whatever these two girls are doing, kind of deal. See if I can get any clue of any kind on that. We'll see. But, yeah, that'll do it for this week. Hopefully you've all enjoyed this crazy ride that we're all on now. So, we will be continuing next week. Until then, adios. Bye-bye.
Ciao.